Been looking around lately and wondering why things seem to be getting crazier and crazier and crazier, and they don't make sense? Like, how is it that somebody who declares themselves to be trans can actually go on a shooting spree, kill 6 innocent people in a school, and yet the media world is concerned about what happens to people who declare themselves to be trans? How about the fact that something like that can happen and they can declare that person to actually be a victim instead of an actual suspect who brought evil into a very, very innocent scenario? You ever look around and see all the things that are going on right now in the White House and in all the other arenas around the country and the world and think, my gosh, this stuff doesn't even make sense. It seems as though it's just chaotic for the sake of being chaotic. The war is spiritual. That's why we are facing a spiritual battle. I'm looking at another article. Let me read a portion of it to you. This is insane. It says a university professor in Michigan has been placed on leave after declaring it would be more admirable to kill guest speakers who hold transphobic, racist, and homophobic views than to just shout them down. Now, I'm not going to get over all of the insanity that this guy is throwing out and the propagation of lies that he continues to communicate. Clearly, he's speaking about Charlie Kirk here because a bunch of lies have been told about Charlie Kirk, that he's transphobic and all these other crazy, insane things, when all Charlie is doing is speaking the truth the way it was intended to be and has never said a hateful word towards any people group ever. Yet it's interesting how these same professors can get around and recommend actually killing people for the crime, the thought crime of coming into the picture and expressing something that's different. Folks, if somebody came into a campus to basically preach that we should kill somebody, hurt somebody, or hate on somebody, well, then I think we should put a stop to the type of language that's inflammatory, that seeks to destroy lives. That's a terrible thing, and nobody should support that. But when you want to actually kill somebody for speaking a point of view that's actually true or a perspective that varies from your perspective, something is very wrong. And folks, what is wrong here is that this is a spiritual battle that we are fighting, and yet nobody seems to understand that it is indeed spiritual. Like literally, we are fighting this battle, and it appears to me as though so many people are unaware of it, especially believers. And let me repeat the words of the late, great Walter Martin in simply saying this: when Christians fail to engage in the spiritual battle, they become the first casualties of it. And folks, it's time we look at this spiritually. It is time that we stand for righteousness. It's time that we allow the word of God to guide our decision-making process for the establishment of our morals instead of immutable characteristics. And it's time that we put our focus on the truth. And undoubtedly, the place we find the truth is the Word of God. It's time to change our perspective and to live like we believe it. We're in the last days. It's time to act like it, folks. God bless you.